There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay. Oh, I was recording all that. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, At Home with Mignon. I am Mignon and I am currently at home in my office. And this video is for those who have been scammed by contractors. You hear it all the time that contractors, they either took the money and ran, or they made a mess of a project, stopped the project, and never showed back up. And what I want to share with you is a way to minimize. Now, I can't say you can avoid it 100% because there's just some really bad people out here in the world, unfortunately. But what I can say is how you can minimize dealing with things of that nature. And the first thing you can do is get 2 to 3 estimates and ask for references. I know it is a headache and it's burdensome because I personally had to go through vetting people, and I personally had a bad experience just going with the first contractor that I thought was a good contractor. So it's not that I don't know how much of a headache it can be to get these contractors out here, because just because I'm a contractor don't mean that I don't have to deal with other contractors, because there's a certain thing called subcontractors, and those are just people that I will hire to do certain things that my license does not cover. So electrical, HVAC, and plumbing, my license personally does not cover. So I have to subcontract those things. And when I subcontract those things, I ask for bids on those projects, and I also now ask for references, because before I didn't, and I went with who I felt was a good fit, and it was not. So make sure you ask for references. And if they have a website, look on their website, make sure they have testimonials. And also, and this is a big one, ask to see their license. Ask to see their actual license. Because here's the thing, legally, we have to have our license on us at all times. We have a big one that we keep in our office, and we also have a smaller one that we should keep on us at all times in our wallet. So if it is requested of us, we have to flip that thing out and show it to you. Always check the license and the expiration date. Here's the thing, any unlicensed contractor, builder, whatever, cannot perform work over $600, and that is in the state of Michigan. If you are being quoted anything over $600 and they are not licensed, you can get in trouble, and they definitely can get in trouble. And you're also putting yourself at risk, because they are unlicensed, of getting your money back. I highly recommend only hiring licensed contractors. I know Pookie and them, they say they can do it for a low price, but you're gonna get what you pay for. How do I know? I know it from experience. Like I said, I may be a licensed contractor, but I'm also a person too. So I have dealt with people who had low integrity when it came to their business and their business dealings. Also, another thing to help you, do not give a large amount of money up front unless the project calls for it. Meaning, if your project is $100,000 and they say, okay, I need a 20, 30, 40% deposit. Okay, please do not pay in cash. You want a money trail. That's to protect you. And first of all, if you have a $100,000 project, you don't need to be paying in cash. If you have a $100,000 project, you don't need to be messing around with no unlicensed contractor, period. Okay? So you want a money trail. You want to make sure that they are licensed. You want to make sure that they are vetted, meaning you've seen their references, you know they have a website, and because anybody can create a website, and that is why I say references. And maybe they are just getting started and you are giving them a chance. There is nothing wrong with that, because somebody gave us a chance. We were just getting started, but they also saw that we had previously done some work and they saw the pictures. The person you hire should have evidence that they know what they are doing. They should have some type of reference. They should have something to show you that, yes, I've done this before and I can do a good job for you. Another thing you do not want to do, going back to paying cash. You don't want to pay in cash. You want to have a money trail. You want to make sure that you can verify that the money that you are giving them is not going to a personal account. Now, a business bank account is not hard to open, and it doesn't take a lot of money. You can do some for $10. You can do some for no dollars. So when they say, okay, make the check out to, and if it's to their personal name, that's a red flag, because somewhere in there, they are building this business. That should have been one of the first things they should have done to be legitimized. So that's a red flag if they don't have a business bank account and they're asking you to pay in their name. Another way that you can avoid being scammed is not paying them up front. Like, wait, here's what I mean. Some investors, they do this to ensure that the contractor shows up to the project. They'll say, okay, if you show up this day and you do XYZ work, then you get paid that day. So say you hired me and you wanted me to paint your whole house. You said, but I'm not paying you. I'm not going to start these payment terms until you complete, say, 1 day of work. Well, even though as a contractor you run a risk of not getting paid, this is why it's important to have a contract, because in your contract, everything should be spelled out as to when you get paid, how you get paid, and the amount you get paid. So if you have it in the contract, okay, I will complete this one room. The client must make a payment for that day once that room is complete. So do not do more than what you stated. Do not do less than what you stated. Do exactly what you stated that you were going to do. And then you get the payment that day. It doesn't matter what amount it is, but to ensure that work actually gets done and that they are serious about what they're doing, you can set up payments and payment terms that way. And that helps both you as the client and holds contractors accountable. Can contractors flake after that first payment? Yes, because some people have low integrity, but that goes back to having vetted them in the beginning so you wouldn't have to worry about them flaking. Now, if we're doing this scenario and saying that, well, they're just getting started, they don't have a line of credit, it's a smaller company, okay, I get that. You can negotiate a smaller deposit, but you can say, okay, as far as materials, you going to buy materials, here's the thing. I will pay for the materials. This is you, the homeowner, saying, I will pay for the materials through what is called phone sale. If they deal with, and most contractors do, deal with big box stores. Big box stores have a service that's called phone sale, in which the contractor goes and gets the materials that are needed. And when they get to the register, they call you, the homeowner, to make the final purchase, meaning they have no control over your funds, nothing. They have no access to it. And you, as the homeowner, get to know exactly how much they're spending, get to know exactly what they've purchased, because Home Depot will give you a list of everything that they purchased. So if they purchasing stuff for your house, stuff for the Joneses' house, stuff for the McCormick's house, you will see it like, wait a minute, what is all this? You will get to see a detailed list. So that is one of the things that I highly recommend doing. And I'm doing this as a contractor. The reason why is because I'm trying to protect you as a consumer. I know this might ruffle a little bit of feathers, but if you have integrity, you would not have a problem with what I'm saying. Now, say the contractor, they don't agree to your terms. That's fine. Find another contractor. And you say, oh my God, like, I don't want to go through this again. I get it. But you also don't want to pay more on the back end instead of doing your due diligence and on the front end and regretting it later. They would not have shows called Homes on Homes if this wasn't a big deal. So I'm trying to help consumers and contractors get it together, yo. Not saying that I myself am a perfect contractor, because we've made mistakes as well as contractors. Have we cut a contract short? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we did it the right way. We had a client who was unreasonable in their request of things that were not in the contract, and they did not want to abide by the contract, even though everything was spelled out, even though they signed everything. They wanted special treatment because they had referred us to other people, and I'm like, no. Like, thank you for the referral and everything, but I'm not obligated to honor what you're asking me, because one, that's more work for my guys, which means there's more pay, and you're not trying to do that. You're not trying to pay. You're trying to get over something that potentially could cost me instead of costing you. So no, we're not going to do that. And so we had to exit stage left. And sometimes that happens when homeowners are unreasonable, and you just need to say, you know what, backing up. And also, for a contractor, make sure you have these types of clauses notated in your contract, so you won't be in a bad position where the homeowner starts acting real, just, okay, not giving. So, long story longer, in order to avoid being scammed by a contractor, you need to do the following things. Have 2 to 3 different estimates where you're asking for both references, their license, and website. And again, like I said, there are exceptions to the rule for those who are just getting started out. But even those who are just getting started out should have at least a business bank account. Do not make your checks or payments out to anything other than their business name. Also, get your receipts. Make sure they are sending you a receipt for everything. Never pay cash. I do not care if it's $10. Do not pay in cash. Have a money trail. Have all your receipts. And if they can't provide you with a receipt or a way to pay electronically, honestly, there is no excuse. There is Chime, Venmo, Cash App, all of them. There's no excuse. And yes, you can get those in business names. If this information helped you, or if you have any more questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you are just a new viewer but you have not yet subscribed, you can go ahead and do that somewhere around here. Anyway, do that. And if you like home improvement, interior design, and Jesus, follow me, subscribe, You can follow me on all my social media, all these places. And you can watch my videos and get to know me. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.